You know, the best time of the year is NFL draft because Dr. Speck loves to draft. Um, he's been trying to get me to do a mock draft for like 4 episodes now, and we're finally at one. So this segment I'm going to leave to him. Mock draft 2.0. There we go.
Yo, I'm gonna say going into I love my draft. I love draft season. The NFL season never stops. It just
It
don't,
doesn't.
right?
It just
Like
doesn't.
it just does not stop. Like the Super Bowl is over. Now it's
Yeah.
time
For the
for
combines.
right. Now it's time for the combine. We just left the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl was lit, right? We got a chance to see so many great prospects at the Senior Bowl. And I gave basically in my video coming back from the Senior Bowl, I gave a just who helped their stock and who hurt their stock, right? And I
Yep.
talked about guys like Darius Robertson, who actually went there and really went off, and I thought he had a great phenomenal week. I'm just talking about crazy week. I saw Spencer Rattler, right?
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I didn't think he was that big. Dude is big. Like his arms are real. I mean, pause, but like his arms are real thick. Like he, I didn't think he was
Spencer,
that.
holla at me.
Pause, but you just didn't think like okay. For instance, you see some people on TV and you're like, okay, you just don't expect their real
No,
size
I
to
do. I
be like
always
that, right?
expect that. Like, no, I expect them to
I
be
do
bigger,
not quarterbacks.
bigger. Like, I just because I'm not a tall person. I'm only 5'5", so
Yeah.
everybody's bigger than me. Everybody's bigger than me.
Oh,
Even the
true.
shortest person on the team is bigger than me. So I think everybody's bigger than me.
But
So
I didn't expect him to be that thick. I just didn't. I didn't expect arms to be that big. But bruh is an impressive athlete, impressive looking athlete, right?
you got me
Look at
about to go look to see what.
I mean, I got pictures on the website. You go to the website, you can see. I mean, just one picture, like you making it sound weird, but
No, no, no,
yo,
no. You are because you keep going on about it. And so
no,
just,
whatever. So we got Trevondre Sweat, another big dude. Like he's a huge guy. He did not play in the game, but throughout the course of the week, he actually played a little bit in the game. But he kind of wrapped it up after halftime. He just wanted to show a little bit more, but he had a really great week. Just so many prospects who went down there. Quinyon Mitchell, another guy from Toledo. He actually went down there, wanted to show everybody, hey, look, I know I come from a smaller school, but I'm going to show y'all I can hang with the big boys. He did it. He raised his draft stock. Guys like Joe Milton tanked their draft stock. Tez Walker dropped their draft stock. Kalen King dropped their draft stock just because they went in and got, I'm not going to say dominated, but I'm going to say it wasn't a good week. And I love going to the Senior Bowl. I love being a part of this because it's this whole thing of stock up, stock down, right? And all these guys, all these young men have a chance to make up for it, right? Like they have a chance to go to the combine and the press scouts again, do pro days and press scouts and really change the narrative. And so it's a very fluid time of the year. So when you get a chance to get into your mock draft, this first one, okay, this is the first extensive one. The mock draft 1.0 was only the top 10. Today I'm gonna cover top 10, but just know I mock draft for every single team and gave you a blurb on every single team. I'm gonna
listen,
just
y'all, we
highlight.
take this very seriously, okay?
Yeah, I mean it's a long process. You feel me? Like it takes a lot because
No,
if
for
you
real. Like, really check this
yeah,
out. This article right here that we about to go through, I think we only going to do the top 10. I'm probably going
only
to give
going to
some
the top
comments
10.
about it.
Yeah,
And like, no, like really go to the website, y'all, for real, because a lot of work has been put into it, and it's a very serious matter. But as you know, mock draft does change, and
it does.
just
And
if you're keeping up with us, you will keep up with the 500 mock drafts that are probably going to be done.
yeah, so
So
this is 2.0. 3.0 will drop at some point. I'm gonna try to get Devs to do her 1.0. I'm gonna keep asking until she dropped that 1.0.
after Legacy Bowl, I promise. After Legacy
Bet.
Bowl,
So
okay.
here we go, y'all. Here we go. Now let's hop. Chicago Bears. I believe that they could continue with Justin Fields. trade this pick and really do some damage because they can get a haul for this pick because everybody wants Caleb Williams. But if you look at the Chicago Bears in the history, I think you go back. I mean, they drafted Mitch Trubisky when they could have had who?
Next, you're not gonna bring that name up.
Right.
Next.
So as we go through that, you get another chance. You get another shot at picking a generational talent. Passing him up is too tempting. They're not doing that. So I feel like they're going with Caleb Williams here at number 1. And I think they can keep Justin Fields on the team and basically, see what they can keep him. And I gave
They
some examples.
can, but
I gave
that
some
no.
examples here.
I mean, they're gonna ruin another quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say about the Chicago pick. I'm not saying it's not a good pick. I'm just saying they didn't ruin three quarterbacks already so far. Justin needs to run for the hills. He needs to get up out of there. If he wants to be a good quarterback, if he ever wants to have a decent career, unless he's going to end up like Trubomsky, he gonna need to get up out of there. So I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's incorrect. What I'm saying is Chicago is like, I feel like Chicago is where you go to end your career if you don't want to play no more.
Just saying. Mitch Trubisky left from there, and Mitch went to the Buffalo Bills. Same story. He's with you now. Same.
He got
story.
cut. He's not with us no more. He's cut.
I'm just saying it wasn't the Chicago Bears' fault. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was the Chicago Bears' fault. The Chicago Bears does not develop their quarterbacks, and they have not developed their quarterbacks in years. They have bad management, bad player management. It's just not good. The same thing they did to Trubomsky, they did to Justin Fields. They ruin and waste their talent. And I don't care what nobody say. That's just what it is. There's so many commentations about Chicago not being a place that a young QB needs to go. And it's okay. Like, they can't seem to get their coaching situation together, but we're not here to talk about that because I can just go on and on about that. But Chicago needs more help than just a QB. They need to just toss everybody outside and then just start over. They need to have a yard sale.
Okay, so what would you do here, right? Because you have a chance if you think Caleb Williams playing, he's a generational talent. You got Caleb Williams, you got Justin Fields, right? Like you got a chance here to reset the clock for yourself. You can pay Justin Fields.
How many times you gonna keep resetting the clock, man?
Until the clock work right.
But obviously at some point, maybe some is even a broken clock strikes right 2 times a day. But it's like, if you continue,
that sounds like a 2-14 season to me.
Yeah, they're gonna be 2-14 with Caleb. They need to get their coaching side together first. They need to find a good offensive coordinator, a good QB coach. And I really think that they have talent on the team. We've seen it. We've seen some of that talent, but they definitely need to do more than just switching out players, in my opinion.
No, I'm with you. Look, I am with you. This is kind of how I'm with you. At the same time, I would go ahead and select Caleb Williams. I'm not passing.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Talent. I'm just saying if you want to select him, you gotta add some more value to your offensive side so it actually works. Because Caleb is coming from a team. Now, mind you, it was great, but this, like, I don't know if like the offensive line hated him or what. So I mean, he used to it. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Moving on to Washington.
Yeah, but hold on. There's a little bit there though, because I did hear players from USC say, "We're a team now. We're a team now." Like you heard that when he wasn't playing, and it gave me pause, to be honest with you. So I see what you're saying. Like you may have a point. I don't know if he had a good relationship or bad relationship. The Bears will find it out. And we'll see. We'll see. But if I'm them,
the NFL O linemen, they way bigger babies. So you better start buying Rolex watches and Jeep Cherokees or something, whatever you're gonna do.
Well, O linemen, you don't gotta do all that. You gotta buy dinners, fam. Like you gotta buy food. Like that's what.
Listen, you better do what Russ. You better take a page out of Russell Wilson's book. He had, when he was in Seattle, they loved him over there. So you better figure it out. Don't come in there being hated.
All right,
Moving on to
let's ride.
Washington now.
Let's ride. So with Washington football team, I'm sorry, I said the football team. I mean the
They
Commanders.
the
Yeah,
Commanders.
right.
They didn't had 3 name changes in 3 years, child.
Look,
Can't figure it out.
I'm just tired of it though. But we okay. So look, I'm going with Daniels here from LSU. You have Cliff Kingsbury there. He loved the success that he had with Kyler Murray. You give him another mobile threat here. I said a dangerous mobility trait. Because he really does. If you had a chance to watch Daniels over the course of the season, you saw when he breaks pocket, he's remarkably dangerous and he looks very scary out in the open field. Gives me all the feels that Lamar Jackson gives me when he has the ball in his hands, and I'm not overstepping that. Go look at the highlights, or even just go look at a full-fledged game. Every game he was phenomenal. He didn't win the Heisman for nothing. I'm going with Jaden Daniels here.
We need to
All
be
right.
in Pittsburgh. That's all I'm gonna say. But next, okay.
Sorry, that won't happen. Now, here is the pick
How
where
you gonna go past New England? Scroll back up.
your screen look different than mine. All right, so when we talk about New England, everybody thinks that they're going quarterback here, and I believe the same. To be
They
honest with you,
do, because
I
who?
think they
Mac
can go
Jones.
here.
It'd be Bench Jones.
Right, right. But I feel like if you're okay, if you look at Drake May last season, there is some tape that
Mm-hmm.
would not be favorable tape, and he could fall a little bit. Every year, there's one quarterback that
Yeah,
falls. Aaron Rodgers fell, right?
yeah.
Like
I thought you were gonna say
quarterbacks
Will
fall.
Levis, child. Please give it up.
I can give you Will Levis as well.
Oh God.
But every year quarterbacks fall, and I believe that if
Mhm.
anybody falls this year, it's gonna be Drake May, and I'm predicting that fall, a slight fall, not a big fall, but a slight fall here. Hey, and if you're not gonna pick a quarterback there, you can either trade the pick or you can go with the guy's son who used to terrorize you all the time, right? So,
Yeah,
Marvin Harrison, you used to really go off on the Patriots. Now you go and get a bigger, faster version of him, in Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like that's a great start. Now they'll still need to add a quarterback later on, but
yeah,
I love the Marvin Harrison pick there. If we're going to number 4, I'm gonna speed up a little bit here. Arizona Cardinals, Malik Neighbors. Listen, they would have ran to the podium if it's Marvin Harrison, right? However, because they want that playmaker, they think they're going to get him. They think they're going to get him, right? But if he's gone, right? If he's gone from there, then you go out and you go get a Malik Neighbors. He was a terror this year, a great wide
yeah,
receiver, and I think him tied with Kyler Murray could really be a dangerous pairing.
yeah. He definitely needs some help on that offensive line for Kyler. So I think that's a good pick. Either way, either one is real good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with the Malik Neighbors here. We look at the Los Angeles Chargers. Man, I really love them going out and adding Harbaugh. I think that's going to be great for them. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
great for what they got going on. The last time Harbaugh was in the league and he did really well, he had a great tight end who ran right Super Bowl, right? But look, he had a
Mhm.
great tight end who ran a 4.3 in the 40. He was a freak athlete. He had a freak athlete at tight end, and he has a chance to get another freak athlete right here, and he takes it and he goes out and gets Brock Bowers. So I love that for them. Joe Alt is being viewed right now as the best offensive lineman in the draft, and I don't know if that's going to play out that way all the way through, right? Because
Mhm.
there are a lot of other great offensive lineman prospects. This is a tackle heavy draft, but Joe Alt right now, if he's the best, I like the fact that the New York Giants need a wide receiver for real, right? Everybody knows that.
Yeah. They
Um,
need a little bit of everything. They need a
they
wide
do.
receiver, a quarterback, a running back. Child, they need the whole offensive line.
But last year they gave up 85 sacks. You gonna tell me they don't need a line?
Well,
Joe Alt
I'm
is
not
right
saying
there.
I said they need a whole line, and what could happen is they probably hate Daniel Jones. But I mean,
Look, that's true hate there. If you give up 85 sacks, that's gonna
listen,
lose your
he got
job
all that
over hate.
money to still suck like that. I would hate him too. You going down to the ground, my brother, because you should have been sharing your money with us. When we got to protect you. So yeah, but I think if they are thinking logically, they go O line.
Yeah, I
If
go
they
O line there for
yeah.
sure. Roma Dunze is there. Rome Dunze. I can't say it. My list was not allowing me to do it. You want to try it?
University of Washington.
Rome as being drafted
Rome
the
Adunze.
by the Tennessee Titans. And listen, they thought that they could just go out and get another wide receiver when
And
they
you know
traded
they thought they
away
did.
AJ Brown. They thought, you know what? Hey, we're gonna do a 1-for-1 here. It has not been that. Even if you look at, adding the weapons that they've added last season, they still, no matter what, haven't been able to replace that productivity. They can here with Rome. Rome is one of those type of wide
Yeah.
receivers who can really come in and really change the dynamics of that team. You give him with Will Levis, who you hate for some reason, and now we're talking about you're cooking there a little bit. Now, this is a little weird, and people gonna hate, right?
No, wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to say, I feel like if they do start fresh with a fresh wide receiver, they have time to build him and to mold him into to fit into their system. I feel like AJ Brown, he didn't come in. He had his, I feel like sometimes when you put veterans into a system, it doesn't work because they are so used to a system that they've come from, and they just don't fit. So starting off fresh
You
could
think
be
that
a
happened
good
with
fit.
DeAndre Hopkins? You think DeAndre Hopkins didn't fit for some reason? He was productive.
He was productive. I'm sorry, I said AJ Brown. Didn't mean to say that. Hopkins. Yeah, he did. He just didn't fit. He didn't fit. To me, I felt like he was productive, but if it was a good fit, it would have been completely different. It just wasn't a good fit. And I feel like when they were looking for, I feel like they were just looking for the next best thing, like just trying to run out and get him. But it was like you should have ran out and got somebody who already could fit into the system, especially when you're doing it like mid-season. You know, get somebody who can just easily come and blend into your system, because when you don't, that's what happens. We saw what happens. But I mean,
Yeah.
they got some money, they got some cap space. They need to figure it out. What the Falcons looking like? You think the Falcons going to take May? They do have a quarterback situation. That
Listen,
will be a good pick.
with this, I really feel like there's going to be a slide on May, and if he falls, the Falcons have never been shy about getting the guy that they want. Normally, they trade
Mm-hmm.
up to get the guy that they want. Here I got them in a situation where they don't trade up; it just falls in their lap, right? They get a
Yeah,
new
like you just
quarterback. Yeah, they get a new quarterback, and we both know that they need one, right? Ritter's
yeah
not
for
the
sure.
guy; he's
Not
just not
and
the guy.
no.
And so they pick Drake May here. And I think it'll be great for them. But I do have my Saints moving up.
Okay.
They
Okay.
do this every single year. Like it should not be something that they do it. They do it every year. They trade up, right? And because they trade up and I don't care what they give up to trade up, they always trade up. And here's what they love to do. They love to go to Mobile because Mobile is not that far away from New Orleans. They love to go into
Mm-hmm.
Mobile and find the best prospects there and then draft those players. They did it with Penning. It didn't work out. But this year they saw a young man, right? This Talise Fuaga. Fuaga dominated in the Senior Bowl. He dominated the Senior Bowl. Like it wasn't even close. Like the way he
Mm-hmm.
just dominated all the other defensive linemen, the way he was the best offensive tackle there, he really was. And they need both tackles right now. Their left tackles, is not somebody who they can trust, and their right tackle is somebody who's dealing with a knee injury right now, and he's been
Yeah.
dealing with one for a few years. So they can replace either one of those tackles. Fuaga right here, I feel like they see the run on tackles coming and they get ahead of it. At the very end, we have the Jets who also need tackle help, right? They need tackle help, and I can see the Jets going out and getting Fashanu and making the run on tackle happen. Like you can get a little preview of what's happening at 11 right there
Yeah.
with Jared Verse. But that's my top 10, y'all. We did this for 1 through 32. So your team is covered in here all the way down, right? Look, I'm just saying,
Go check it out, y'all.
it's
For
in there.
real.
It's in there. Go check out the mock draft.
Leave us a comment on the article while you add it. That really will help. Like
Yeah, because
tell
I
us
never do
tell us
that.
if we dead wrong. Tell us if you feel like it's another option, or if you feel like it was 'cause everybody always got their own opinions. So let us know your opinions on what the mock draft is looking like. But that is what it is. And like I said, we're gonna have more mock drafts to come as we see what happens after the Legacy Bowl, as we see what happens after the combine. Yo, how can we get to the combine? I'm really trying to go.
Yo,
Um,
that's a dream.
yeah,
Um,
we gotta talk about that. So yeah, so we lots of stuff coming on. Lots of stuff we're gonna be getting to and doing the draft before the draft gets here. Hopefully we can get to Detroit.
yeah. Let's do a
Mm,
few rapid fires here.
yeah. But right now, we're going to be talking about Jimmy on the juice. It was announced today that he is going to be suspended, I think, for at least 2 games for violating the anti-doping policy. Jimmy said, I need the juice after my foot surgery. I just can't come back, and I need to come back. I need to come back fast. And ever since now that he has been suspended, he has also been released. So now he ain't got no job. You did the juice, ain't got no job.
That's a lot of J's.
We need you know how they do dunk of the day. We need to do our own thing. We need to do our own thing, like I don't know, loser of the day, miss something. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure that out because like yeah, he was a clown. He was a clown for that.
Do you really need Juice to be a game manager? It's rough for me to like. I can, you know what I mean. I can see if he had one of them type of arms that was like where he was, tearing it up, throwing deep all the time, right?
Yeah,
But for the most part, he throwing short passes. Like I don't really understand the need for the juice.
Like what was you juicing up? What was you the fuck? What was you juicing up? You in the off season. You in the off season anyway. Like what are you juicing up? You know what Nikki say? Listen here, Bigfoot. You did all that for what? To now I had no job.
Yeah, like to dink and dunk, you got to juice up. I don't know. No, I really like Jimmy G. I've always been a Jimmy G fan, though. To be honest with you, at the same time, why Jimmy? I don't see the need for this, right? Like I don't see the need for it. So I don't know, and I feel like because of the league's forgiveness policy for quarterbacks like Jimmy, I think he'll be somebody's backup still, so he'll be fine. Like it's not a thing. He will be okay. He'll be okay.
But now he's gonna have the binoculars on. They're gonna be looking for him.
You gonna be looking for the backup quarterback like that?
Clearly, he was the backup. He was the backup already, and look what happened. He ain't appealing it, so you know
you're right.
Exactly. He's not appealing, so you know he did it. So anyway, we're gonna move on because Jimmy has lost his mind. Moving on to some NFL players that are beefing, and I thought was funny. Woo. I don't know. I think the 49ers are cursed or something because the 49ers, both players in both situations are from the 49ers. So the first one is Fletcher Cox and Deebo Samuels, and they got some beef. And Cox was like, listen here, I got something that you don't have. I got the Super Bowl ring, and you still ain't got one. You still ain't got one. Like, yeah, you're not used to, and he's so big. So like I feel like he was trying to bully him. Like he jumped at him when he said he's like, I got it, you ain't got it,
Hey, sometimes you gotta bully the bully, and Deebo has been acting up. Like online, Deebo's been really talking his stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes like and Fletcher said he couldn't wait for them to lose. Like he had the text kind of queued up and he was like, all right.
Yeah, the tweet was in the draft.
Right. It's like it's kind of waiting. And as soon as they lost, whoop, got him. Like I feel it. And I'd probably do the same thing. If you're gonna be petty, go all the way. Right.
We know Mr. Troll. He be trolling. Y'all look, if y'all need a troll, he will troll, and he'll troll and act like he didn't know what he was doing. Like he's like he is the king of trolls. I don't care what nobody say. He gets that hands down. If you want to battle, like come over here because we got y'all. Okay. We got y'all on the trolling battle.
Look, I'm just saying, my dude he was ready, and I love the fact that he was ready. He's watching the Super Bowl with his tweet queued up, like. He got nervous as they went into overtime. Like,
yeah, he don't press yet. I thought we all were eating chips. It's like it was okay. The next one though is even and they both are Eagles. That's crazy. 49ers and Eagles is crazy. So the other one that was beefing was Jalen Carter, also Philadelphia Eagle versus how you say his name, John Felashine. No,
I remember there was a time when I couldn't say a name a few minutes ago. Somebody left me out there.
Y'all see what I'm talking about when it comes to trolling? But Jalen and John, the JJ. So allegedly, I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, we do know because they both came out and kind of confirmed it for us. But I'm gonna say allegedly because we're not trying to get sued over here. We ain't got no money, okay?
Yeah.
So allegedly, John was like, Jalen Carter threatened to come after him and his family and da 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 da. And Jalen was like, well, during one of the matchups that they had, that John was talking about his teammate that passed away before Jalen got
Mm,
drafted, the one that Jalen is in trouble for and had to do the probation and community service for, with the speed racing drag race
eating,
or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
down in Athens. So Jalen was like, I threatened him, kind of. He ain't come out and say, yeah, I threatened him and his family, but he was like, he was talking about my teammate, yo, like, what's good? Like, what you like, yeah, like, yo, what's up? What's good? So,
This one hits different for me a little bit. Because while the other one's a little bit more funny, this one's a
mm,
little bit less,
more
you know what I mean? Like
serious.
this, yeah, this seems a whole lot more serious. Looking at Jalen Carter coming into the draft, one of the things that dropped him all the way down so the Eagles could take him was these type of behavior things, right? These
Mhm.
type of, come getting into altercations or doing something outside of norm, right?
Yeah,
For Jalen, I want Jalen, and everybody who's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, they want the same thing. You want Jalen to even ignore some of these things right now. You keep your nose clean as long as
yeah.
possible, right? You want him to be straight clean, and this ain't a clean situation for him. So, I mean, while I do understand, somebody brings up, your dead teammate, you feel like you got to go to war with that person. Straight up, I get it. But in a
But you already
perfect
got enough
world,
going on. You got
right,
enough going on.
right, right. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So, I mean, I feel like I hope that an apology can come from maybe both sides if they can just like, level it out. Because there's a difference between when you have a little jokey joke. I mean, Fletcher Cox was dead serious when he said, I got something you don't have. But it's the truth and it's fact.
But it's
Okay.
funny.
But it's funny. And I feel like
Yeah.
this one is not so funny. So hopefully that they can work it out and, hash it or whatever. Like, it just doesn't need to, he doesn't need to have any more trouble. And this is just not the space for it.
Nah.
But yeah, so, and hopefully they'll never have, well, they will see each other again. I'll say never have to see each other again, but hopefully on the next time it won't actually escalate.
Right. Right.
Hopefully they can do like Mike Epps and Shannon
Shannon
Sharp.
Sharp.
I was like
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay, and they said what they had to say, and then they came together and like, got
I
together.
love the fact that they did that. I wanted to see him box it out though. When I saw him side by side, no,
Listen,
no, I mean, no, this is better.
he ain't on the mic.
I felt like if you look at them, I felt okay. I said this earlier, but Mike's a little bigger than I thought he was. Right?
Yeah,
Like
he actually
him next
is.
to, yeah, him next to Shannon Sharp. I was
There was
like, yo, that would have worked out.
Yeah, that
It
would
would
have
have
been
been
that would have
pretty,
been
yeah.
yeah, okay.
This ain't
But
a
we not
Will
listen,
Smith, Chris
we
Rock
not
situation.
we don't insinuate violence and we do not insinuate fighting, okay?
Well, that was
But what
that
we
was
do
my Instagram.
insinuate is fun. And fun is coming to us next year. When we go to NOLA. I'm saying we go to NOLA. I'm speaking at Sugar Honey 18, so this is now. But when we go to NOLA during Mardi Gras, February for Super Bowl. Woo! Super Bowl 59, yo. And Nola. Little Wayne wants to be the halftime show, and that's rightfully so. King of Nola. They need to have Big Frida up there too. And yeah, Big Frida does it.
No. I'm gonna look. I'm just being honest.
Listen, I was just joking. But I
But
mean, Little Wayne get up there that'd be something epic. I feel like, I mean, it would make sense because he's from NOLA, but I also feel like low key, I feel like some of
it's
the
gonna be Taylor
NFL
Swift.
fans, some of the NFL fans were not so happy that the last like few Super Bowls have only been artists of color.
I'm gonna say something though, right?
They
And
want
and this
Metallica.
this last one, this last one. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. You come to New Orleans and you bring Metallica, there might be a riot in the streets, and
Oh,
for a
okay,
lot
I'm
of
glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad. I'm glad.
even for the people who can't afford Super Bowl tickets, right, which were crazy this year, right?
Mhm.
All the people in New Orleans who even can't get in, right, will still riot in the streets over Metallica. Now, I'm gonna tell you something though. It's a little okay. All right. I saw Juvenile on Tiny Desk, right? And the flavor he brought to Tiny Desk was crazy. I don't know if you've seen Tiny Desk. Have you seen it before?
Right? No. Now I gotta go
Okay.
look it up.
Yeah, go look up Juvenile Tiny Desk, and he bought a band. They bought a band in, right? They had the whole thing rocking. It was a crazy, crazy situation. I absolutely loved it. But in that situation, still they couldn't stop cursing, right? Like they can't stop being who they are. And
Yeah.
so I feel like, but Wayne has been on enough stages. They understand how to like cut it out and stuff like
Lil
that. But
Wayne has doesn't one of the intro songs is Lil Wayne's intro song, right? He work. I mean, he has an intro song. If it's not in it for
yeah,
NFL,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
for
It's for
ESPN. He got one for the NBA. He
undisputed,
does
undisputed.
he does a lot of
Yeah,
commercial industry music. So it'll be fine. Like he will be fine doing it. I'm not sure if that's
yeah.
who they want, but I do agree that but like if we're really being honest though, like let's not play around and act like hip hop and R&B does not make up a lot of the NFL, from music to culture to a lot of different things. So I mean, I'm not mad that it's been artists of color. I mean, I'm not mad, but I do feel like if you're gonna have a non-artist of color, then it has to be one that's like pop lock and dropping it or something. I don't know, and I don't know who that would be right
Question:
now, at least.
You think it's possible that it's Taylor?
I've seen some of that too, and it's like,
And would you be upset if it's Taylor?
I think New Orleans might be upset.
I don't think they would be. I mean, I don't feel like they truly would be, angry if it was Taylor. I don't think they would be angry. Um, I don't think they would be. They're gonna okay. I saw this at this year's Super Bowl. They made sure that a lot of artists got a chance to perform, even if they weren't the main performers, right? And so, for
Mm,
instance, during all the pregame stuff, that's where you saw, a lot of country singers, and you saw a lot of artists who were not artists of color, right? So there's
mhm.
opportunities for other artists to
Gwen
perform this.
Stefani,
So,
Reba.
right, right.
Yeah.
All the people from The Voice. So so that's facts though. So if
Yeah,
um if
that's true.
if you want to bring out Wayne, you could bring out Wayne in the very beginning of the game. You could bring out Wayne at any point. So Wayne can, be a part of the festivities, even if he's not the featured artist. If they got a chance to get Taylor, I think they'll go with that. I really do. But if they got a chance to bring in the entire feel of New Orleans, I mean, I won't be mad at it. It'll be my
Yeah.
favorite Super Bowl ever.
I feel like that's what they're trying to start doing, because at the time I feel like the LA show, their LA halftime show fit. I feel like
Mm,
Rihanna kind of fit the Arizona, the vibe that they were going for. She fit.
mm,
I feel like this year, because Usher was already in Vegas and had their Vegas residency, and he could put on a Vegas type of production, which is what he did. It fit. So I feel like if you're going to go into a place like New Orleans, once again, you're going back to New Orleans, I feel like the halftime show, because it has to fit, and I don't feel like the Taylor Swift market fits that, in my opinion. To me, she fits a more like an LA audience or LA vibe. You get what I'm saying? I
yeah, I
just
do.
feel
I
like
do.
if you're going to make it, because New Orleans is going to be doing Mardi Gras, so it's going to be big and boisterous, and just is very festive. And I don't. Taylor Swift does not give me festive. There's no hate, no shade against her. She has great songs. She does a great production, but it does not give me New Orleans type of production. So I feel
Listen,
like they need to have a New Orleans type of production artist for halftime.
I'm in 100% agreement with you. For the people watching online, for Des even, I need y'all to all join collectively in prayer. So we can be there and covering it in person. I don't want to miss next year's Super Bowl. I don't want to be anywhere but in the booth. I don't want to be anywhere but for media day. I want to be in that room for media day. I need y'all to come together with me in prayer. We trying to get there. We got to get there. Can't y'all see us there? I can. I got on
I
shades and
can.
I can see us there. I'm telling y'all. I
ain't no
think
ain't no Ray Charles to this.
I, I can see it. Yo, last thing before we go though, the three-peat. Just in your opinion, just I want to hear from Des. Des, what do you think about the possibility of a three-peat for Patrick Mahomes? He could be the first to do it.
I mean, at this point, like I said earlier in our set, that the Kansas City Chiefs had the worst offense that they've ever had. Well, not I'm gonna say ever. The worst offense that they've had in a very long time, and they pulled it out to win. So could they do it again? Absolutely. They started off the season not being so great. We were like, is this the Chiefs? And then suddenly they had a turnaround in the season and they got to the Super Bowl. And then it was like, well, the Chiefs are not going to win because they're not the better team here. The 49ers were the better team. They just got outplayed. So could they do it again? Absolutely, they can do it again. I feel like they can. Especially if they strengthen that team, they can do it. And a lot of that, I don't even attribute a lot of that to Patrick Mahomes. Like, yes, Patrick Mahomes is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He probably is right now. He is the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. But they also have one of the best coaches in the league as well. And I feel like Andy Reid is something like that mastermind of a brain up there. He can eat all the hamburgers he want to eat, baby, because he bringing out all the coaching pits and stops. He's preparing them for success, no matter if you're the underdog or not. He prepares them for success, and I feel like he believes in them that much that they believe in themselves even when they were down. They were down for majority of the game. So I definitely feel like they could do it again. And I think honestly, I think at this point, that'll be a really dope thing to happen for Patrick Mahomes, for the Chiefs. And I feel like at this point, the haters gonna hate. So you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So that's how you know that they popping. And I thought that'd be a really dope thing, especially because he's African American. Like, of course, I'm rooting for him.
I was with you until the last part. Now I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing.
Yo. Okay, he's half African American.
Nah. His daddy. Look,
His daddy's about black as they come. Okay.
Look, listen, yo. When you meet him, period. And yo, what's so cool is Ozell. He actually did a commercial for Ozell brand, and I thought it was so cool. His mom and his dad did commercials for
that's
Ozell brand.
dope.
Yeah. So shout out to Titus Ozell Golden, the owner of the Ozell brand, for pulling that, making that happen. The Mahomes family, shouting out the Ozell brand. I love to see it, and I'm gonna drop that commercial here. Probably the next show. You'll see that commercial, man. So yeah, look, I'm in full agreement with you, Des. Like, I believe that they can do it again. I don't want them to do it again, right? But I think it can happen. You said it. They're the worst team, right? You just go out and if they go out and add 2 receivers in the draft, not even go in free agency, right? Because there's going to be receivers clamoring to get there, wanting to be the savior. Because if you do come in, even though they won, the next group of wide receivers will know that they're coming in to contribute to a championship, and they're part of the three-peat. So that's a legacy grab, right? And you got people out there. Stephon Diggs is somebody who's a little disgruntled in Buffalo. He can come in and really make a statement in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
Imagine that. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine that. Look, you can even pull some receivers off the scrap heap. Michael Thomas is probably leaving in New Orleans. He ain't gonna be there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm giving y'all that juice right now, right? If you watch his Twitter, on Twitter, he's bashing Derek Carr over and over and over again, like just for the fun of it. At this point, he ain't gonna be there.
Let me out of here. What more do you want from me? I gotta talk trash about the quarterback.
F the coach, F the quarterback, F the what I gotta say.
Let me out. He gotta start crying like Tyrese. He'll get exactly what he asking for. Just go ahead and pull Tyrese. You'll be out of there just as quick as fast in a hurry.
Give us free. So okay, he'll probably be another guy who's out there, right? The possibility of him, going to that team would be good. Even if he's not at full peak, you don't gotta be. You just gotta be good enough, to catch the ball when need be. He's a possession receiver. All he can do is go in. System. That's their major problem: possessing the ball, right? So just go possess it.
Literally.
Right. There's a lot of options out there for them, and I think they'll take advantage of the options that they're going to have. And if they do, like you said, they'll be a more talented team. And now you're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid with more talent on the outside. Nah, you might be able to wrap it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Yep.
My homie, make that E a 3. Nah, y'all, but for real, I appreciate y'all coming and watching with us and just being here and supporting us in whatever way. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing at MTMV Sports. And if you want to do a little sprinkle and come over here with the Pink Fridays, make sure you are following at PG Love Sports. If you want to support us in any way, you can send us a Cash App, a Zelle, and whatever. It don't matter. Support us. Thank you so much. And
Yo, can I tell them how to do it though?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
Take
yo.
it.
So no, real talk. All you got to do is go to Cash App, Cash MTMV Sports, right? Cash MTMV Sports. And if you love what Dez is doing and you want to, hey, put it on there. This is for Dez, and send her the money. I'll send her a portion of it. I promise. And
taking his commission off of it. It's cool. It's cool. Support us for real, because we
real talk.
We're trying to get to these bigger games, these bigger games and bigger events. Excuse me. And we really want to be able to put on for y'all and really show y'all that we really love our craft and what we're doing. So any type of way you could support us for the Pretty Spectacular Football Show, go ahead and support us, and we will see y'all next time.
God bless.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do.